Using the right filters on Axiom can be the difference of you losing a lot of money compared to you making a lot of money and getting into the best types of tokens early on. So today I thought I would show you exactly what type of filters I use on Axiom Pulse, how I'm able to get into some of these tokens early, what I look at for specific tokens before I buy them, and just some overall tips that I've learned from using this platform and trading meme coins for a while. I unfortunately wasn't active when this coin launched, but these sorts of filters allows you to get into these sorts of tokens really early on. For example, this one, Sex Coin, which launched 49 minutes ago, saved the world. This is a pretty funny one, to be honest, because Elon Musk basically tweeted this about how the fertility rates is like the biggest problem in the world right now. So someone created Sex Coin to save the world because people need to have more sex and whatnot. And this was and still is, as you can see, a massive runner. So this could have easily made you a nice 10x gain had you gotten in around these levels. But let me show you the type of filters I am using at the moment, then we can see if I'm able to get into any good trades while I'm recording this video right now. Personally, I prefer trading on the final stretch section, but I do sometimes also enter trades on new pairs as well as migrated tokens. So let's talk about the new pairs first. I basically have all of the launch pads enabled, and then in the audit section, everything I have is basically a minimum of 5 holders. I also have a minimum volume of $500. This is just to make sure there has been some trades. Some people are holding the token because there is obviously a majority of tokens that just launch and doesn't get traded at all. So I only want to see the tokens that have at least a little bit of volume, and that is at a minimum 5,500 market cap, because new tokens launch at 4K market cap. I have no need to be like the very first person to buy a token. I would rather someone else trade it first until it gets to like at least 5,500 market cap, because then I can enter with a bit more confidence into a token. And I also have at least one social showing, makes it at least a little bit less likely that they will rug straight away. So those are the filters I'm using on new pairs. It just makes the quality of the new pair tokens that show up a lot higher in my opinion, and it's just what's working pretty well for me at the moment. But then you have final stretch, which is, as I said, where I trade most of my tokens. I also have all the launch pads, and I have a maximum token age of 20 minutes. I prefer trading tokens that are not like hours old, that are less than 20 minutes old, so fairly new tokens. I have seen the most success with that, and the top 10 holders holding less than 75%. I then have a minimum volume of 7,000 just to make sure there is good volume on a token, because I am just not a big fan of trading illiquid tokens that people are not trading, and a minimum market cap of 6,000 just so whenever tokens rug and go back down to 4,000, they get removed from the section and I can't see them anymore. And then I have experimented a bit with having at least one social here as well, but I actually like to not have it on for the final stretch, because pretty often there are memes that pop off just for the meme itself without actually having any socials involved. And on the final stretch section, it's not as important to have at least one social as it is on the new pairs, in my opinion, when it comes to just trying to avoid rugs. And finally, on the migrated section, you don't really need too many filters, but I have a minimum of 10,000 in volume, minimum 25k market cap, because these are obviously already migrated, so they did reach a minimum of like 50-60k market cap. That's when they migrate approximately. So if they see a massive dip to below 25k market cap, or they like rug, I don't really want to see them anymore on this section. So those are the only metrics I have on the migrated field on Axiom. So we'll see if anything interesting shows up on the page while I'm recording this video. This token seems to really be popping off right now, so in this case I wouldn't just ape in at the top. I would probably wait for a dip, and if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be too bothered. Obviously missing tokens sometimes is completely normal. This is doing pretty crazy volume, so I could definitely try to get like a nice scalp here if it does come down a little bit. This one is doing pretty crazy volume at the moment. I did get an entry down here after waiting for a little dip. Might want to enter with a bit more if it falls back down to like 170 approximately. But we'll see what happens. Wouldn't mind if it just kept pumping as well. Still doing very active volumes at the moment. I'm kind of just waiting for the hands to kind of change around for the people in profit to sell and new people to enter in. See that these dips are being eaten pretty aggressively, so I'll probably try to get another entry here. Kind of starting to push a little bit up again. Hopefully this will keep going up towards like 250k or something. That would be a nice little trade. I think I got 25% here. It's already in decent profit. 230k now. Hopefully this keeps pushing a little bit. just to minimize risk. I just took another 25%, starting to dip a little bit. Obviously, there's not a lot of runners these days that goes to like 1 million. There are a few, but I'm not super confident that this will be one of them, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just going to close the trade here. Didn't make too much off of this one, to be honest. Only 10%. Could have done better with the entries and the exits. Token could still run. Maybe I should have left the moon bag, but still just an example of how you can trade and how you can find these tokens with the filters I just showed you. But another quick tip that I have for you guys is to kind of trade in the same hours every day. This just makes it more predictable. You kind of get used to that specific market because they trade pretty differently compared to like the European market. And then when the Americans wake up in the US hours, that also trades a bit differently to like the European hours. So what I like to do is that if I want to trade, I'll be active from like 10, 11 a.m. European time until like 3, 4 p.m. European time, because that's when the Americans wake up. So I mainly trade in the EU hours while some of the Asian market is also awake. It's like nighttime in Asia at that time, but before the Americans wake up. I have just seen that the European hours tend to be a bit more patient with the meme coins and hold them a bit longer than like the Americans. Once the US market opens up, it's a lot more fast paced. You need to get in and out super quickly. So just to make your odds of success as good as possible, I would recommend you to trade in the same hours every day. I was a bit late to this. Had I not been recording this video, I would have probably paid closer attention to this. But this did have a nice dip where I probably would have liked to re-enter to make a quick scalp trade off of this dip. You can see that it's starting to push again now. We'll see if it dips again and then we can get another entry, but made quick profit. It was mainly just to showcase how I personally trade. I would also recommend you to track your PNL properly, to start with the same amount every single day. Depends on your budget. Maybe you start with 1 Solana every day, and if you end the day with 2.5 Solana, just make sure you withdraw some of the profits and reset for the next day. Start with 1 Solana again, or you can increase it to 2 Solana if your portfolio does increase nicely, but make sure you take profit, withdraw some money every day if you do end up making some good money on that day. And also, if you can find a group of trenchers to trade together with, that is just beneficial for everyone. I wouldn't get too many involved. That just creates a bit of a mess if there's like 20 people trading together. But if you can find like 2, 3, 4, 5 other good traders or good friends of yours who's also active at those same hours trading actively, it just makes everything so much easier and so much more fun as well if you win together with your friends. I'm a bit annoyed that I wasn't paying attention to this dip and re-enter at that time, but that's what happens when you're recording these videos. You can obviously also use the Twitter tracker on Axiom. I just prefer not to. I don't find that much value in the Twitter tracker at the moment, to be honest. If there is a token I am interested in and it has like a community or a Twitter or whatever, it's easy to just hover over it and click on this to see what the token is about. But anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video showcasing the type of filters I'm personally using, a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So if you want to see more like actual trading content on my channel where I kind of record more of my actual trades, do let me know down below, because I haven't really recorded a lot of my trades because I kind of like to just trade being in the zone and not recording at the same time, but I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. So let me know if you want to see more of that. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you're not signed up to Axiom yet, make sure you do so with my link down below and you get 10% less fees on Axiom. With that said, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and I'll see you guys later. Peace.